I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about your behavior. Because regardless of what you say with your mouth, your behavior tells me what you believe. Regardless of what you tell people about who you are, your behavior tells us who you really are. This man, for some reason, thought he was special because he kept the law. And we have lied to this generation and telling you you're special. You're not special until you say yes to what everyone else is saying no to. By the very definition of the word, special means unique. And you're not special because you're following the crowd. You're special because you're saying yes to God. You're special because you're saying no to religion and no to complacency, and you're saying yes to God. This man thought he was special. He had everything lined out, and the problem was he came to Jesus with a misconception about who he was. He comes to him and he says, "Good teacher." Until you stop seeing Jesus as just a good theology, a good teaching, and start seeing him as God, you will never have a right perspective of what your position is. You need to understand that when you start seeing him as God, everything else takes proper perspective. Your fear is because of your perspective. Your complacency is because of your perspective. We have done you an injustice in the American church by telling you he's a good teacher and this is a good moral thing to follow, and if you do good, you're going to have a great house and a great marriage and you're going to have kids and a dog and all this stuff. Listen, that's not the way this is. That's good teaching. That's not God. He says, listen, I want you to understand something. Follow the law. Dude, he said, oh, good teacher, I've done all that. No, no, no. His problem was his conception about who God was. We have told you how to live right and not showed you something else. We told you to not drink and not smoke and all that stupid crap. We're not showing you anything better. And I'm telling you, there's something better. It's not a good teacher. It's God. It's God. Because when you realize who he is, your behavior changes. Hear me? Your behavior changes. If you don't ever see him as God, you won't make correct choices for your life. As long as you see him as a good teacher, you're always going to chase your little American dream and try to build your little nest egg and try to chase something that is so stinking temporal and unimportant. You were created for more than just these 80 years. And as long as you're focused on these 80 years, you can pick this up and read about the good teacher. Or you can realize he is God. Listen. I know that you don't believe this, because the reality is when you get up in the morning, you go worship your God. You hop on your little Facebook, you hop on your computer, you hop on your iPads, you hop on your iPhones, you do your little thing, you grab your cell phones, you do that. You are worshiping your God, because regardless of what you say with your mouth, your behavior tells me who you are. Your behavior tells me who you are. This man came to Jesus, called him a good teacher, and said, I'm doing it all right. And Jesus said, okay, you think you're doing it right because you're looking at me as a teacher. You're wanting me to correct you as a teacher. Hey, you're following the rules, you're passing the test. But the reality is I'm looking at your life. And I'm looking at the condition of your heart. And I'm looking at you and I'm saying, listen, you got all this thing going on, but your perspective is jacked. Because you're trying to accomplish stuff by your works. The reality is, here's the reality. We have lied to you. We have lied to you, and we have told you a false truth that if you repeat a prayer after someone, you are right with God. The Bible says if you believe in your heart and you confess with your mouth, if you believe that he died for you, it should change the way you act. It should change the way you behave. If your lifestyle is not changing based on what you say you believe, you are not saved. You may come into a knowledge of who a good teacher is, but just, hey, listen, James said the demons know who he is and they tremble. You just knowing who he is not going to affect this earth. And we have told you that if you raise your hand and repeat after us, that it makes you up to God. That is a lie, friend. Come on. Jesus said, go, sell all you have, give to the poor, and take up your cross and follow. Go, sell all you have. What is he saying? I'm saying, listen, when your perspective is right, you see, the man left because he had great possessions. He wasn't rich. We call him rich because he had great possessions, because we think carnally. He was not rich. He had great possessions, but he was poor. He was poor because he thought the things he had was more important than the God that was in front of him. Listen to me, listen to me. You don't have much time on this earth. You don't have much time in this school. All these people that call themselves Christians, are basing their litmus test on who they are based on you. They say they're Christians because they measure up to your standard. I'm telling you today, listen to me. This man walked away because his perception was, my possessions are worth more than Jesus. As long as you see him as a good teacher that's going to keep you out of hell, he will always come under the palm of your possessions and your things and your property. Listen to me. Listen to me. His worth is 10,000 times better than what you can accomplish in this world. All the money in the world is not going to compare to him. I'm telling you this from experience. You say I don't see it because you've never experienced it. I'm telling you, we have traded signs and wonders and miracles for laser lights and smoke and entertainment. But his book says, if we get our perspective right, his book says if we get our perspective right and we get his first love, we can see signs and wonders, marriages can be restored, families can be restored. Why? Because we have a right perspective. He's not a good teacher. He's God. He's not a good teacher. He's God, but he's worth everything. And I know some of you are saying, I love what God is doing, but you fall the line. You fall the line, you water down. I'm telling you, the cross was bloody and nasty and dirty because my sin is bloody and nasty and dirty. Your comparison of your Christian walk based on what you did cannot be compared. We have to, and I'm including myself, we have to every day recognize that He has called us to something greater. He's not called you to this school so you can look for it. I release you from being fools. Okay? You don't have to be cool anymore. Right? You don't have to be cool anymore. You can be special. You can be unique. You can be godly. You can look at what everything this world is offering and say, do you realize I'd rather have you? Do you realize that when Jesus was on this earth, He only called 13 people to follow Him? Everybody else followed because they wanted to. He only called 13. 12 disciples. This one man said, what I have is worth more than you. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
Following today and just who you're living your life for. And if you don't know Jesus, if you don't really know His love, just decide on whether or not you're going to follow Him today and just decide who you're going to live for and just make that decision today and really pray about that and just do that today because it's so important. And God's love, just once you find it, you won't be able to resist